What we're really focusing on are ensuring the safety, permanence, and well-being of children.
What I first had to wrap my mind around is that safety is why we're here.
Really on the forefront of changing what child welfare means in our community. We first opened our doors in 1850 as an orphanage. Since then, we've moved to a bigger approach where now we are working not only with the children in our community, but with the entire family.
You really think that you're going to be working with children day in and day out. What we're really looking at is working with the parents in order to get the child's well-being, permanency, and safety needs met.
And a lot of times they don't want to hear what we're saying because they're like, who are you? You know, who are you to tell me what I need to do? These are my children.
Every family that comes through our doors has been through something rough. Our job is not to focus on that one dark and stormy day. This is generational. This has happened to their parents and their parents' parents. We need to provide the right trauma-informed services to help them break that generational pattern.
So her not being at home.
Yeah. And that's typical, you know. So
what we're looking for is really somebody who is going to be passionate about child welfare, about social work, and about trauma-informed care.
Trauma-informed care has been a game changer. We call it TIC.
Trauma-informed care for about the last 10 years. It was brought to us by Dr. Bruce Perry in the Child Trauma Academy.
I was lucky enough to be a part of the Greater Milwaukee Foundation Trauma-Informed Care Grant, which provided me and my coworkers and my supervisors with a plethora of trauma-informed care trainings. One of the most amazing things about being a part of that GMF grant team was the outcomes. Placement stability was significantly higher than those teams who did not have the intense trauma-informed care training.
Just got a new case, and it's a 5-year-old, and he was severely beat, I mean, from head to toe. Then I had to go meet with mom and try to have this empathy. And when mom told me she was abused as a child, boom, I get it.
When staff are hired on, the ongoing case manager goes through a series of a 3-month training process.
And it's a very intense training process, but it's very necessary in order to be a successful case manager.
They take their first initial trainings with UWM. This starts with engaging. From there, they take a training in information collection. How do we gather all the information that we need from the families to make an appropriate and correct assessment on what we can do to help support them? After those base trainings, they start to take more targeted trainings. They do get assigned secondary cases to shadow case managers to see the work that they're doing out in the field.
As a case manager, you really have to learn how to balance out your time between paperwork for legal purposes, meeting with clients, home visits.
A lot of times people think that they're just working with families and children all day, but that's really not entirely accurate. The vast majority of your time is going to be spent writing paperwork. Your paperwork is a lot of times the only information that legal parties and the court get. This is what the parent has to show for all of the work that they're doing and all of the work that you did as a case manager to get them there.
One of the biggest documents that our case managers complete is the permanency plan for each child. There is a 1.5-day training on just that one document. I train all of our case managers about the legal process. Most of these parents have never seen children's court, and all of the nuances that come with court hearings is incredibly difficult.
It really depends on me for a lot of it, whether a child is going home or not. It's a big deal.
When a community member has a concern about child abuse or neglect, they call the 220 number to report that concern. The state agency at that point investigates the concern. We work with the family, with the child, either still in the parent's care to mitigate safety concerns while the children are still there, or if that's not possible, the child is removed and placed in out-of-home care.
During the first initial meetings when you're meeting with the parents, I think that emotions are going to be high. I think it's going to take some time to build relationships with parents. I think it's going to be some time to build trust. There are a lot of emotions that are going through this parent's mind. I try to, reiterate the fact that, I can't take back what happened, but what I would like for you to do is tell me why it happened, why you think that it happened, and then let's try to do whatever we can as fast as we can to try to change that situation.
Because they are with the parents so often and are seeing the children, they really know what's going on inside the family unit. This job is so intense, and it's not your typical hours, that everyone is understanding and supportive of a flexible work environment.
I want to go home at night knowing that each of my children are safe. And if I can go home doing that, then I feel like I'm successful. So I think that it's just important to know that, yes, you have to-do lists to keep you on task. But the most important thing is that you are coming to work every day with a positive mind frame, and that you are making decisions that are going to be within the best interest of the children.
It's emotionally hard because we are hearing these children's stories, we're hearing these family stories, and we are asked to be able to hear them, internalize them, and then make a plan. These children have experienced trauma and the hardships that we can't even imagine. It's very difficult, but the rewards far outweigh the challenges.
I didn't know that I can make a difference in people's life until I did it. And I can say that to the potential candidate, that you're really working with the real people.
To see birth parents be able to reunify with their children and see how happy that makes them, that makes this job worth it.
And my mom always says that children are tomorrow's future. So if you made a change in their life, I would say to the potential candidate that that's the best thing that you can get.
They ask us to invest everything that we have into our job and our clients.
Once you are done with training, you're not done with learning. I'm 3 years in and I'm still learning. I still ask questions almost every day.
Really rely on your supervisor, your coworkers, and the mentors, because there's so much to learn, there's so much to see, and it just takes time.
Over my 9.5 years, I've had lots of mentors. So even though we are doing really hard, challenging work, I feel like I'm supported both professionally as well as personally by the agency.
I like to tell my staff that the most important thing is that they're able to take care of themselves, because this job is very difficult. And so if you're able to find the thing that keeps you going and hold on to that, it will benefit not only you, but also the families you're working with.
That makes all the hard days and the long hours worth it.